Okay, I ain't having much dollars.
Look at that. Yeah, I got mine. They gave me my birthday discount on them hoes too.
What was your birthday?
Last Monday.
Mm. Red Monday, and I ain't even know.
Uh, yeah.
Peace,
Dang.
power, and profit, everybody. Welcome to Urban Economic Empowerment Show. I'm on with Chris. Let's
Say it like that.
see what we're about to get into. Put you on my iPad.
Put
I
us
look
on.
crazy because I'm in the corner. I had to prop up my iPad. That's what. Look at the table. Go back in the corner. No, you can't do that. Okay. His daddy, the amount of time it's a horrible thing. Sorry. Here you go. Here you go. Let me go get some napkins. No, it's for me. Here, oh. No, that's your money. That's my drink. Here. You had to go back and get it? Yeah. Chris, here. I see that link yet.
What?
I'm looking for the link. Oh, there you go. I'll put you on the iPad.
Man, what you got going on, man?
Whatever I want.
Hell no.
I'm about to fire you. We live, you know that, right? Why you over here cutting up?
We
uh,
we live
yeah,
and you let me talk like that. That's crazy.
yeah. I just told you that like 2 times. You just doing your own thing. I said, Chris, we live. You just kept going,
That's crazy.
acting up, acting up. So yeah. Oh, let me get up for this one.
Oh,
You hear me now?
yep.
All right. God damn it. Got my thing. So yeah, I'm gonna share some stuff. You got some information? What do you wanna you would you
What you
they had a
talking
meeting
about sharing?
they had a meeting today I saw who me?
Yeah.
Just just grants.
Oh, you said did I have a meeting today?
Yeah.
And I
No,
have
you talking about like the Fed.
no
Okay.
next week.
Yeah, you was coming up.
But no, I did take this Atlanta Fed class yesterday though.
What kind of class?
The Atlanta Fed.
What time was that class? What was it
Uh,
on?
you couldn't get into
Oh, why I gotta be a member?
it. Yeah, pretty much.
How you took it? You reserved it?
Yeah. Okay, it's another one on the 29th.
Was
I'm waiting for the instructor to send me the slides of everything.
what was it about?
Uh Man, to be honest, it was really a bunch of stuff that I already knew. Uh
Mm-hmm.
but some stuff I didn't know. Like it was really just a econ class.
Uh-huh.
Um and they talked about inflation and a dual mandate.
So what'd you learn?
Uh I think all this stuff political, man.
Yep.
Um like they don't even cover, well, I ain't gonna say it like this. So I asked the instructor about GDI and GNP.
Mm-hmm.
GDI is gross domestic income. And then GNP is gross national product. Both deal with the consumer, how much they're spending, um, how much income they have it and bring it in or whatever. So, but they don't really cover that anymore. So, but they did give me an answer about it. They just don't. Well, they make it seem like it's really not. It's not a part of the AP section anymore. They took it out, and they may still look at it, but they don't look at it like that. See, gross domestic income is a measure of the total income earned and cost incurred in the production of a country's gross domestic product. GDI is calculated by adding up all wages, profits, and taxes, then subtracting subsidies. In theory, GDI should be equal to GDP, but the different data sources used to calculate each metric lead to different results. The difference between the two is called the statistical discrepancy. And see, the U.S. Bureau of Economic Analysis produce both the GDI and GDP. So, which is why I'm intrigued. It's not really discussed like that. So,
the GDI and the GDP.
yeah, the Bureau of Economic Analysis they do that.
What's up, Price?
I'm trying to figure out why they ain't send me the slides yet. Because I get hey, what's up, Price? I get a certificate. I get a certificate every time I take one of these classes. So I could potentially use these as
CPE hours.
Yeah, credit education. Yeah.
CPE hours, continued education.
Yeah. So it's another one on the 29th. That one's dealing with monetary policy. But like I said, man, I think it's all politics. And they don't really touch everything, bro. Like they know more than what they give out. But because there's just so many factors and they do not share all the information. So, because they were surprised I even asked about GDI and GNP. So, but he gave me his email. He said I can email him about them, but then the lady came on and she started talking about it. But he said they did take it out of the AP material. So,
gotcha.
Yeah.
They got a conference coming up. Oh, it already passed. I'm looking through. This is the Atlanta Federal Reserve.
Yeah, they got Atlanta. Yeah, they got an event coming up.
Let's see.
You should go to it.
This one, the Central Bank one?
That's in Atlanta.
I'm trying to see.
There's one in Atlanta that's coming up that
these look like they'll pass.
Yeah. I think it's like an economic workshop or something like that. They were saying on there because one of the guys was gonna go and the instructor, he's gonna be there too. But I don't know if it showed on the calendar. So
I'm looking. Oh, October. This one, the first through the second. Well, they got two. Hold on, let's see what this one is. Annual Financial Service Industry Conference.
Yeah, I think that's it. Maybe that's it.
It's in December.
Oh no, that ain't it then.
So much. Let's back it. Let's back it up.
Maybe it was something else.
At Georgia State. I just left Georgia State. Georgia State got nice business.
Yeah.
This one, technology enabled disruption. This one's October 1st through the 2nd.
Let me check my calendar real quick.
This one's technology changes a fundamental impulse that sets and keeps the market economy in motion, reshaping the ways of producing and distributing goods and services, as well as the structure of firms and industry. The purpose of the conference series is to provide better understanding of emerging and ongoing technology. This one has to do about the technology.
No, it's not that either.
Hold on, let's go back.
I'm tripping. This econ.
And this is Atlanta's?
Yes.
Let me see. Financial Market Conference. Let's see what that one. This one was in May.
Oh, this class is in October, man.
I'm gonna click on just conferences to see. So yeah, October. Well, that's the only ones they got listed, unless it's a seminar. Hold on, it's different things.
Is it a seminar?
Webinars. Hold on. Nope, this is gone 2023 stuff. Leading Voices series. October 7th, they got exploring emerging issues that affect U.S. and regional economics.
Maybe that's it.
October 7th at the Atlanta Hawk and State Farm Arena. We're gonna have a big crowd. The Atlanta Fed's Leading Voices series features insight from prominent thinkers on the complex and varied challenges facing the nation's economy and financial systems. The in-person events are it's invite only. Each event will be live streamed and recorded. Links will be posted here. Hold on. Let's go to the next one. Let's see. Research seminars. Oh, here we go. Let's see if we got it on the calendar.
I might have to go to Dallas to go to some of these Federal Reserve events.
You want me to look at the Dallas one?
I'm already looking at it.
Well, we want to see.
Man, what you need to see for it? You ain't in Dallas?
So?
Oh, they got a women in central banking workshop.
Oh, I want to go back because that one in Atlanta said community development. Let me see if we got some money.
Oh, they got one in Mexico City on November 25th. Third CMLA Dallas Fed IBEFA Financial Stability Workshop. That might be worth going to.
Where?
It's in Mexico City in November.
Where's that?
Huh?
Where's that at?
Mexico City?
In Mexico? Actual Mexico?
Yeah.
Oh. I ain't going there.
Oh, you ain't going to Mexico?
At the end of the year, maybe.
No, you can't be on both sides of the fence. Energy.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please. We'd like to welcome you to the Swamp tonight.
This is
And if you are here from Gilbert, if you're a fan of the Gilbert JV team here for the JV game,
let's see.
You now make your way to the visitor side, please.
Hold on.
Gilbert fans.
They put them over.
Love to have you on our visitor side tonight. Thank you.
So don't sit on this side. Oh, today is 9/11. Remember 9/11? I forgot.
Yeah.
I apologize. Okay. Oh, so.
Okay.
Take a little moment of silence for those sacrificed.
I'm tripping. They got events in Houston. I'm tripping.
I want to show you something. So while you over here looking for these events, So while I was at, I'm on my little environmental justice kick, right? So while we've been looking for different opportunities, I noticed when I do a Google search, you look on the bottom of the Google, it says our third decade of climate action. So when you click on that for Google, it brings you to the 2024 environmental report that Google is involved in, how to be more sustainable while commuting, while traveling on the road. And on here,
website recyclecoach.com. Here are some green commuting tips to consider.
if you notice, when you go to different websites, you're going to begin to see how they're talking. The reason I was asking you about carbon capture, you're going to begin to see a lot of information in reference to sustainability, carbon capture, carbon waste storage, and things of that nature, right? So it's like right here on Google, it's a more sustainable future through information and innovation. And as you can see, it's mentioned in the carbon-free energy. So the reason I was asking you about those technologies, because that's about to be a big thing and where the money is going to be.
You was asking who about the technologies?
Remember, I said, what companies, what publicly traded companies
Yeah.
are captured?
Yeah.
Carbon capture, and it's because carbon capture, decarbonization, carbon waste storage is the conversation right now.
Right.
Since our early days, we've been in an ambitious journey to help build more sustainable future. Through our products, we aim to empower individuals, cities, and partners to collectively reduce 1 gigaton of their carbon equivalent emission by annual 2030. For ourselves, we have a bold goal to reach net zero emissions across all of our operations and value chain, which includes running on 24/7 carbon-free energy on every grid where we operate. So carbon, that conversation, you're gonna hear that a lot. A sustainable future requires system level change, strong environment, government policies, and new technologies. We know that AI has potential to help solve some of the climate's biggest challenges. Scaling AI and using it to accelerate climate action would be just crucial as addressing the environmental impact associated with it. We're committed to collaboration and playing our part every step of the way. So when you start having that the conversation of climate change, and this is why I wish some of our people would come a little bit more educated on what to ask these politicians and talk about it. Because you notice they say the climate, the challenges, but they're also saying it's going to help, right? Because the challenges is the social injustice piece of it, of storing this stuff in areas and causing potential health problems amongst those communities where they aim to go. But you'll notice all of these websites now are going to start talking about carbon-free energy.
So what's an example of carbon-free energy, Ms. Mo?
Hold on, let me you know what? I'm gonna hold on. I need to move my phone. These things bad. No, these bugs. I was trying to sit out here and watch the game at the same time, but that ain't gonna work. Let me
go put the off on.
There you go.
I said you're supposed to put the off on. And then how is AI going to help for sustainability?
No, it's not. It's probably the knowledge and how to get information quicker type of deal. But hold on.
No, Mo ain't on that right now.
Hold on, shorty. Let me take my butt to the truck. This ain't working out, but the bugs is popping in my face.
I got questions.
I know. I hear you.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let's see. Hold on.
You started to sound like one of them environmental Nazis.
No, I'm looking at it from another perspective. Hold on, I'm gonna tell you. But you
Okay,
gotta,
okay.
it's two sides to the story.
No, you done already open up a couple questions. Well, I got one more question too. Then
No, I thought I was rubbing some.
Definition of multitasking.
I know. I know
Oh,
somebody was trying to help me. Somebody was trying to help me last week, and it was like,
Hard-headed.
yeah. And they was like, they were like,
ain't
I
we
don't
made
think,
out of carbon?
I don't
Soda
think
in
it's.
your back.
I know.
I don't know what she got going
They
on.
was like, you're not supposed to use that with your feet, are you? I said I am.
Did that man just say he was gonna
Hey,
rub something on your back?
live or die.
Wait a minute.
There you go. Good luck.
No, you fired. You fired. Price, you
Man,
fired.
what you got going on over there, man?
I'm over here trying to get to my car.
I got hard of hearing. You know.
No, I had a soda. I'm
Mhm.
rolling in my little chair to get to my car.
Trying to get rubbed down and stuff. What the
Got a
hell?
soda. You better not say that loud, boy.
That's what I thought I heard. The dude's
No.
talking about rubbing something on your back.
My soda. I had the soda behind me, and the my chips had fell.
So we drinking soda now. What happened to him?
Yeah, what happened to the diet?
That's
Andre, you know,
my not right now. I'm on break.
you back? How you backslide that fast?
Just today.
Golly.
Just
Okay.
today. Boy, I didn't realize my truck was real big.
She said soda like 3 times. Like we weren't gonna say nothing about that.
Oh.
I didn't know we were still drinking soda.
That was true. No, so now you bought that. You know, I don't even drink soda.
Oh, so now we're gonna blame it on
green tea. I drank green tea, diet green tea. That's 0 calories, 0 sugar.
How much water you drink today?
Yeah.
How much water I didn't drink? I gotta go to the bathroom right now.
Yeah, you over here tripping.
No, I have to. I gotta drink that. It was a little hot.
Talking about the environment. Then she drink. Is that carbon free soda?
Yeah.
It's definitely not carbon free. Y'all talking about me today. Listen, I'm trying to.
You trying to what?
All right, so
one of them lows.
We already know. No, so we already know the adverse sides of things. So you don't need to dwell on the adverse side. What you need to be finding out is how you can maneuver through these operations and how can it benefit at the same time without them infiltrating just to do their mission, because they're gonna do it anyway, whether you take advantage of the opportunities to help your community or not. Hold on.
I don't really care at all. Don't think they had a dog. Economic influence.
I had to put my stuff away so I can walk back to the front.
Yeah, I know. So you can get that soda. Get back to that soda.
My orange crush. I got orange crush.
Oh man,
it'll take a minute to get there. Okay, so you know. Oh, I gotta put the windows down.
Well, right here, generational wealth, credit, financial literacy. One more time, man.
Oh, did you say generational wealth, financial literacy?
Yeah. Credit, generational wealth, financial literacy. Oh my God, bro.
Those are the.
Who said that, Chris?
Huh?
Who said that?
I'm saying that if I hear it one more time, I'm a break, man. Cause God, dog, they just watering all this shit down, bro. I'm just like, man, get it over it, man. God, Lee, stop saying it. Why y'all all saying this now? Like, you don't even know what you're talking about. Generational wealth. What does that mean? You might not even be here.
So like I said, when you go to these different websites, you're going to start to see a whole bunch of carbon free, carbon capture, carbon decarbonization.
Corbin.
Huh? Yeah.
Corbin. You mean
She trying
Corbin?
She trying to talk proper.
You know that's my Louisiana thing coming out now. Don't be
Oh, Miss
Man,
Mo,
you ain't in Louisiana,
don't come
man.
on over and try to enunciate differently just because I got this little accent going on. Potatoes, it don't matter. Tomato, whatever.
You in
Miss Mo,
South
are your
Carolina.
people's okay? Your people's good?
Yeah, my mama says it's turning.
Yeah, it's going to New Orleans now.
Yeah, but I'm not in New Orleans. I'm in Opelousas near Lafayette in the middle.
Yeah, they was coming to Lafayette. That's the only reason I was asking.
Yeah, but it kind of curve a little bit.
Okay. Well, go and tell us about curving.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
This girl thick.
so there's a lot of conversation on the ground about consent-based siting, trying to get individuals who own land, in particularly the disadvantaged, disenfranchised, what else you want to call it, marginalized, communities who own land to, hold on, let me go to it.
So what is the carbon waste? What exactly is the carbon waste that they capture and store in the marginalized communities?
Yeah, that's the point of the fact that of the health issues that comes with it.
What is it?
Yeah,
I mean, is it sludge, brackish water? What are we talking about?
I ain't even finna be in America.
It could affect all of the above. So let's look it up. He said, "I'm not even about to be in America."
I'm gonna let y'all deal with that, man.
What you mean? You dealing with it now?
Ain't nothing finna be done. I'm gonna be gone.
Yeah, well, I'm with Chris because it sounds like they just setting up, resetting up a new chessboard.
Yeah,
with
if I can make some money from it now, that's a different story.
Well, I like
that's
the
why I was
environmental.
asking you about. That's why I was asking you about the different publicly traded companies.
Man, you didn't even respond. My bad, Price. Go ahead.
But you ain't answering the question about what's this whole carbon capture. When I think carbon, I'm thinking about somebody putting a bag or a filter on a smokestack and running it into a tank. And then,
Yep.
Look, I don't even know what this stuff is.
Let's go to it.
Okay.
So this is the center. This is international environmental law. It says what is carbon capture and storage? Carbon capture and storage and carbon capture utilization and storage are processes designed to collect or capture carbon dioxide generated from high emitting activities like coal or gas-fired power production or plastic manufacturing. Those captured emissions are then transported to sites where they are used for industrial processes or stored underground.
The emissions.
CCS does. Oh, go ahead.
So this is like a vapor or something that they put in a tank and then they pump it underground back into the ground.
Right.
Okay.
CCS does not remove carbon from the atmosphere. At best, CCS presents the emissions caused by the combustion of carbon-based fuels from reaching the atmosphere, provided that the captured gases are not later released. Oh, okay. So in practice, CCC masks the harmful carbon emissions from the underlying source, enabling that source to continue operating rather than being replaced altogether. Generates additional risk, impacts, and costs associated with CCS infrastructure, such as pipelines.
Who is CCS?
That's the carbon capture storage.
Okay.
Let me go to
and you said pipelines. Okay.
Yeah, pipelines. Yep. Hold on. 7 reasons why policymakers should reject carbon capture and storage. It's too late for that now. The build out of CCS infrastructure represents serious health, safety, and environmental risk. Marginalized communities already overburdened by industrial hazards are being targeted for CCS. They sure are. Transporting and storing carbon dioxide involves a massive network of perilous pipelines connected to underground injection sites, each with its own set of dangers. Pipelines can leak or erupt. Compressed CO2 is highly hazardous upon release and can result in an how y'all say asphyxiation.
Oh, let me see. I can't see that small.
Let me make it big.
Decarbonization, CCS.
Right here. Third line.
Oh, asphyxiation.
Asphyxiation of humans and animals underground storage pose additional risks such as potential leakage, contamination of water drinking, and simulation of seismic activity. These hazards apply to all the current and proposed variants utilizing CCS technologies, including carbon capture utilization and storage, fossil hydrogen with CCS, bioenergy with CCS, coal bioenergy systems with CCS, wasted energy with CCS, and direct air capture, which depends on CCS or CCUS to manage the captured carbon. So, same thing that nuclear waste storage and any other storage going to do is going to contaminate the area and cause health problems.
So we're saying CO2.
Yep. Health,
Not
safety, and environmental risk. Huh?
Okay. The CO2, something that's on the periodic table and naturally in the earth, is a problem when we put it back into the earth. And if too much of it get in the air, it causes a problem.
Right.
Okay. CO2.
I guess because it's they're saying the pipelines can leak or erupt, compressing a highly hazardous. Wait a minute, is it on the periodic table? Is it, why am I seeing this? I'd have to look it up. Oh, let me see that. Okay. Okay, CCS is not consistent with principles of environmental justice. Pollution burdened communities are being targeted for CCS, which brings new risk and threats, ironically, in the name of environmental justice. Matter of fact, the guy I just met last weekend is headed to Louisiana and Mississippi and Alabama, Texas, I think, one of them. Because he's the only person that has studied carbon captured waste and its effects. I'll try to pull it his presentation up. Somebody just came in. Hold on. Let me put him in here. Let's be Brandon, probably. Oh, that's Andre. So then it says the US Gulf Coast, including the Louisiana Petrochemical Corridor, known as the Cancer Alley, Northern Plains, and California Central Alley, and the province of Alberta and Saskatchewan, y'all know what I'm talking about, in Canada, are among those areas being targeted for CCS development. Such a build-out would impose new pollution and safety hazards on Black, Brown, and Indigenous communities already suffering the disproportionate and daily impacts of environmental racism.
Hey, Ms. Mo, you know that's what that pipeline was about. That the Indians was mad about.
Yup. Yeah,
Mm.
they cut up when they didn't want what's called to come through that time. Is that what it when they was
Yeah,
cutting up out there?
yes. The pipeline. People keep talking about that's oil. That's not the oil. It's the sludge from the
Yes,
oil.
right. It's the waste.
So is that an example of carbon?
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Yes, and more yes. As a matter of fact, the guy in so the guy who gave that class, I'm gonna see if I can pull it up.
I'm just saying, man, you using all these fancy terms and all that. We just asking what the hell it is. You know, if you say it's brackish water, if you know sludge, we know that.
I wanted to I
You know,
wanted to
using
show
all these $20 words and stuff.
I wanted to rather than replacing fossil fuels, carbon capture technology prolongs our dependency on it. So I wanted to show. Well, let me read this last one. By design, carbon capture is a parasite. Where you going?
Get my bed because
Dang, no, there.
Boy, they can hear you.
Oh.
y'all didn't hear that, right? They didn't hear
that. So what I was getting at is that you know, a lot of people talking about our community, what we going through, you know, policies, what's in it for us, how do we help our communities if we're going through this, that, and whatever. And there is a grant out called, and I'm saying that
What you saying? I hear you typing.
That we focus on the negative, but we don't see how we can use what can we use to help the situation out. What
does that mean? Focusing on the negative.
Because we just focus on the effects of what's happening. We're not focusing. Okay, you think they're gonna just come over and do it for you? No.
Do what?
They help your community.
They should. They owe us.
They not.
Well, fuck them.
You know, they not.
Hey, they should do everything they supposed to do.
But they not.
Well, I'm up out of here anyway, so fuck it. So we got to do this one way or the other. I'm tired of half-stepping. I'm tired of bullshit-ass politics and presidential debates. Oh, I'm going to vote for this person because I think they better than the other person because I don't like them. This is bullshit.
What's up, Dre?
Why are we crying and complaining and begging people to do shit? I just say we get the fuck up out of here.
I'm with you on the politics, bro. I'm tired of national politics.
I mean, yeah, it's silly. It's really silly. And I'm starting to really think that, or really see, rather, I should say, how bitch made a lot of this shit is. You really waiting for somebody to say, hey, okay, I'm going to do this for you if you put me in office. Motherfucker, you in office right now. And you have done nothing. So, like, they couldn't put, like, somebody like me on stage to say something because I would just require, like, for you to do what needs to be done. Like, don't talk to me about immigrants when my ancestors built this shit up. So you giving them shit that I should have. And then again, I could be like, well, since I can't reap my rewards, well, let me do this. Let me not participate in your system. Or participate outside your system and reap the rewards that way by being an investor in America, but living somewhere else. Fuck it, pay taxes, whatever. I still don't have to deal with the shit here. I don't have to vote. I don't have to worry about all this other external shit that could affect me. You know, doing stuff for my community and all this other stuff. The hell with that, because I know it's not going to happen. You know, people want to have closed door conversations instead of just saying, stuff out in public. I'm just like, this stuff is silly, man. It's waste of time and energy. And if you can't really get on code with 3% of the population, what's the point? I just go overseas somewhere, go to Africa, and just live out my days over there, and don't have to deal with bread and circus in America.
What's going on, peace fam?
What's going on? So, you know, but this is an interesting topic though. But you asking for people to help themselves. I get that because we should, but we deserve everything. Like if I gotta beg, scream, yell, hey, you need to do something for us because of what our ancestors did, that's a problem already. I don't think that problem gonna ever be solved unless we just start killing people. And get on some Nat Turner shit. That's the only way this thing's gonna happen. Or there's a war. Let's say China gets tired, Russia gets tired, or whatever the case, and they just like, fuck it. Well, we just gonna team up on y'all ass and just bomb you to death. And we'll just suffer the cost. That may or may not happen, but I just don't see, how like community activism,
Can I ask you a question, Obo?
yeah.
I feel like Asian people are like a similar type of minority, right? As far as size, it's probably less of them than us. But why does it seem like they have it together and they ain't also not telling America they need to do this or do that? Like it seems like that's an option too, like that we could turn up ourselves too, like a lot of other communities have done and overcame, the BS.
I can answer that for you.
Idealistically, that's great. That's great. But that's an idea. To me, it's more of a fantasy. It's more of a fantasy. I like the idea. It's good. That's why I said 3% of the population could get on code, perhaps. People, like I said earlier, people want to have all these backdoor conversations. Fuck the back doors, man. The closed doors, all of this other stuff. Like, get on code. Hey, they don't want to give us this. Okay, we take something away. But we can't do that. It's just too much division. You cannot shift anything with too much division. You got niggas that believe in rappers. You got niggas that follow rappers. You can't get on code with nobody like that. It's just not gonna work. It's just that's what this place is made for. It's made for confusion. One person over here, that person over there, that person. No, it's not made for you to group up. That time is already past. We had that back in the 60s, back in the 70s. This time, it ain't, that time is over with. So this is a different type of propaganda now. So you got to actually unplug. How many people going to unplug from the bread and circus? That's what you essentially asking for. Back in the day, you could get on code with churches and so forth and so on and come up with an agenda. Now, bro, this place is too big now. You got black people everywhere. So trying to get millions of people on code and we out here debating on relationships. You can't get on code and we can't even get along with our own genders. Come on, bro. Like seriously.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
Well, I would say though, like they're having those same issues. Like they having the same gender wars. They having the same talks.
No, not like that.
If you're in their spaces, you will see the same type of things going on. They got the same type of YouTube pages where they talk about the different age that went. They kind of do the same things if you look around.
You're
that.
talking about them riding off of our degeneracy and creating a niche market through it. But by far they don't go through the same things. Cause like I said this to my man the other day. I said this to my man the other day. I said in New York City, if you ride the subway, right, you will see a average Mexican man with his wife, right, and her head is in his lap, and I'm talking about average. Like I remember I seen a couple. This dude had on 2 different color sneakers, like 2 different styles and everything, all at the same time. But you know what they understand? The survival of it. Right? They understand the survival of it. You can't go up to no woman with mismatched sneakers on and think you even gonna get a conversation. Like that is just like it's impossible. It's impossible. Number two, to answer the Asian thing, it's right in front of your face. Every major city has a Chinatown, right? And you know what happens in that Chinatown? They have stores specifically for their culture and their lifestyle. They have their own eye doctors. They have their own dentistry. They have their own real estate. You ain't gonna see no Chinese person outside unless you got a dope sneaker store patronize no black man. Right. And then you have to understand that there's studies that show like when they come from Shanghai or if they come from, right outside of China, which is Hong Kong, they come with a gang of money already. And so when they come in, they come with the sense of commerce.
Well, there's a lot of different types of Asians. It's like a lot of different types of Asians too.
Well, I'm talking about Chinese people. I'm talking about the ones with the money, right? So the two with the money is either Chinese or Japanese. Japanese being that they got reparations, and Chinese
Indian people too. Indian people.
Well, that's different. Okay, we're gonna talk about the Indians. Well, look at what Obama did with the H-1B1s in DACA, right? That's what they capitalized on. And before that, yeah. I don't know if y'all ever been to India like I have. It's the reason why I'm an atheist, right? India is the most like ruthless place I've ever been to on the face of this goddamn earth. And so when you look at them, if you're not a Brahmin or Harisha, you don't make it out of India. The Dalit don't make it out. The Angori don't make it out, right? Because it is poverty on a level and ruthlessness on a level that you'll never see. And look at it and think about Brahmins, right? Brahmin Indians, shout out to Kamala, Brahmin Indians, right? They're if you go into a 7-Eleven or sometime a Subway, look at how they look at you if you're darker than them. Look at how they act like they don't even want to take your fucking money.
But I thought she said her mom was poor. Like
her mother is a Brahmin, bro. 100% Brahmin.
But Dre, yeah. you pointing out a lot of facts here. All I'm saying too, to add what you're saying, is what is our only advantage when it comes to anything? Think about it. What is our advantage?
Cultural relevance.
Cultural. But they always appropriate it, right, Chris? Think about this. You know me, I'm deep into the political space right now, even though I told everybody that woman wins, don't call my fucking phone. But I've said to them, how come never in the history of the United States of America, you don't know what Donald Trump eat? You didn't know what Joe Biden ate. How come I gotta know this woman wash her greens in the tub? She ain't never tell no goddamn Mexican, I make a mean taco, right? But I got to know that you wash greens in the tub. Think about her DNC speech. I remember my mama cleaning up the house playing Miles Davis, a Brahmin fucking Indian who could barely speak. Miles Davis? Man, look, listen.
Y'all ain't going to be on here talking about Kamala either.
I'm going to talk about it, but the bottom line is,
y'all ain't about to be on here.
The bottom line is, y'all, I'm telling y'all, I never thought in my life that I would see propaganda on the level that we were taught about of Germany.
Bro.
I never in my life.
Bro.
But I'm telling you.
Listen, we got one of the biggest propagandists. And he a nigga. Plies,
Bro,
literally got
listen,
pictures.
you listen.
Did
I
Did
be
you did you
going.
just say Plies?
Yes,
Yes,
Yeah.
listen.
yes.
Me and
See, it's my
Plies
rock,
go at it.
rock.
Me and Plies go at it on Twitter on a daily basis.
This the
Roland
same
just
nigga with no
Listen.
proper etiquette, bro. He can't.
Roland just blocked
Honestly,
me.
I really got some real venom towards Plies, being a person that's from Orlando and that grew up in Florida and saw what
Yeah.
his music did to the mentality of us. What
Right.
had us running around talking about, if you don't do X, Y, Z, you ain't no real N. Or if you don't do this,
Listen.
you a FN and not a goon. And I just literally see we used to that was like the Bible to us, the real testament.
This
Bro,
nigga used to
listen.
wear chains
Listen,
with
his
goons
name,
on
we
it,
gonna
bro.
call him by his real name.
Come
We
on.
gonna call him
Arginal.
Algernon. We ain't gonna
Arginal.
call him
Arginal.
Plies. Yo, you Algernon, nigga.
Yeah. Nigga used to wear chains with goons on it with a nigga with a
Yeah.
face mask,
Do
bro.
you
Like,
remember for 1
Yeah,
year
bro.
straight? Do you remember for
I
1
had
year straight?
every Plies mixtape.
Do you
right.
remember 1 year straight Plies walked around with a ski mask on? Do y'all remember that?
Yeah.
For a
The
year
whole goon
straight.
thing.
But
And
see,
this
that's what
man
I'm
now,
saying.
this man there, you can't catch no black man. You can't question no. Yo, what is he talking about? And see, this is what I've been telling people when we do those political spaces. I said, listen, y'all. I said, I want y'all to understand something. November 5th come and she wins. You got to turn on your TV and hear Van Jones cry like you could pay your bills. You got to hear Joanne Reed celebrate like that woman. You got to hear all this propaganda. And guess what? Your kids are going to fucking starve. And I said, I hope. And like, and anyone tell me, well, I'm playing the couch. I said, I hope that couch fit right under the bridge that these people are going. Listen, I'm telling you, someone said to me the other day, they weren't ready for us, Dre. They weren't ready for ADOS and FBA. I said, how many black people are in America? He said, 30 million. I said, you know, it's 25 million illegals right now that Homeland Security just put that shit out. And you think they weren't ready for you? And these niggas is getting 13,000? Y'all niggas ain't even seen 13,000. And these, I said, all right. New York City looked like a mother. Listen, when I'm in New York on a, yo, man, I said, look, y'all can play this game if y'all want. This shit is for real. Y'all can play, listen, if we don't step up and do like, listen, we talked about this shit since the lockdown. We were telling people, listen, it's the little window to get money is now, y'all. Are y'all gonna get it? And how many people fell off the show? Nobody wanted nothing to do with it. Okay, well, listen. Good night, Irene.
Yeah.
What's crazy, I was talking to one of my uncles, and he was like, you know, from the military. He was telling me that the reason why they bringing a lot of them over there like that is because we feel like we're too good for those low level jobs. How y'all feel about that?
There you go, Mom.
You know that's true.
I feel the way
And
about
it's not low level. We look at it as low level, but it's not.
Or
low.
labor jobs,
They
like
get
put in work labor jobs.
Those cats come in and get the contract licenses to do those labor jobs, and our folks, we would just rather work instead of go take the test to get the licenses. And that's one of the areas that, and the people that they're talking about, I don't think it's everybody, but we have a demographic of individuals that just took the role of not wanting that job. But in the same sense, the jobs that they're going after is limited space for them in that. Case in point, I was at the Black Geoscience Conference this past weekend in Atlanta. And the room was filled with more continental Africans, meaning they just got here. Then it was African Americans or Black Americans, whatever you want to call it.
Why do you think that is?
Because the discipline is not exposed in our community, right? So right now you have so a lot of the jobs, like the scientist type jobs, is a turnoff to our community. Yeah, because they just not exposed enough.
Yeah,
Right.
it's not exposed enough, but
Right. So
you just in the
You
same
mean like
breath, you
STEM?
want us to work the shitty
yeah,
labor
a lot
job.
of STEM, in particularly the research type STEM jobs. So a lot of the funding that they're putting out to help our community bridge the gap. Matter of fact, there's two professors to be exact, but this one in particular at Tennessee State University. He came to the conference specifically to tell the geoscientists, because he's a geoscientist, but his career predominantly is in land surveying, where he was studying the redlining and rezoning and all of that stuff, right? And then it fold over into GIS mapping, where you map out different areas, when they getting ready to go in politically and change your lines up and all that great stuff. Well, anyways, which folded into geoscience, right? So he came there to tell the geoscientists that, hey, you need to connect with our communities, which are Black communities, or rural communities, or marginalized, disadvantaged, disproportionate, whatever you want to call it, right? Because they need the science to help their community. And so the funding is coming out for these researchers to go into the communities and help rebuild. But what happens is, because we don't know about it, it gets in the other people's hands, and it goes from being revitalization to gentrification for their benefit and not ours. And so, in my opinion, in reference to the jobs, they're getting in some of the space. We talking about the labor, but in actuality, in the spaces they're getting into is the STEM jobs.
And there's a reason for that, though. Nobody wants to work a shitty job for $12.50 that can't cover shit. But you got shit like this you giving to immigrants. That's crazy.
Well, I mean, don't we have the same opportunity to take advantage of it, like the same way that they do?
Wait, yeah, we do, but yeah, you're right. With contractual services, you're talking about the labeler, but the same labeler becomes a contractor and take the contracts and become the primes. And so when are we gonna learn to take our skill set? And that's the area I think that we're losing in. I think that we're losing in the skills, where we have the skills, and our demand is to ensure that we get a fair share of these contracts at the table, because almost every business in the country benefits from government contracts, but they probably wouldn't survive, right? Every company gets some form of have some form of contractual services with the government for either service or products, right? And so, with that being said, a lot of these individuals are coming in. Matter of fact, we asked one guy, it was a Mexican guy there, and then there was like that Indian guy, right? And we asked him, hey, how did you get into, what made you wanted to study geoscience? And the first thing the guy said was the money. He said, I went to study petroleum engineer, and I got introduced to geoscience, and geoscience was just a little bit easier. Well, not necessarily easy, but it was like less conflict to get in, and got their school undergrad paid for, grad, and now they're in doctoral level education, and they're doing research and so they're getting all these big stipends, big grants, money to start companies, this, that, or whatever. Whereas our kids get exposed to just the medical field in the aspect of nursing and maybe some doctoring, but not in the research of. And there's a lot of
because it ain't shared. It's not shared.
Well, that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, to answer Marquise's question, is that the folks that we entrust to bring this information back because of their high level education and the positions they've been put in,
they ain't bringing it back. They ain't putting us on.
You're right. They're not bringing it back, and they're not ensuring that those areas are getting it down. And I will go further.
They're clicking up. They're clicking up and moving away.
Right. And I would say to the comment person, right, that has access to it, is your job to. So after school, there's opportunity for after school program. It doesn't necessarily, you don't have to give me something in an institution for me to teach something to a kid. I'll just create a program and hopefully that the neighbors bring their child. That's where we falling off. If we're not look at the camps that Dr. Mayat did this summer, STEM. Look at the educational curriculums that Aruba. We got a lot of people with a lot of evidence-based educational curriculums outside of the school system that we can duplicate across the country to the boys and girls or men and women who don't get it. And the only reason I bring that up is to how I was going to start this conversation initially, not from the environmental injustice side or social injustice side, but to say, okay, what about this justice? What about that you could take and transform your community? It's there, but what happens is a lot, like right now, somebody say, hey, Mo, you ain't got but 4 people watching your shows. Why you keep putting our content? With hopes that somebody tap in and take the information and help their community. Because when we do it in our community, we'll come to your community as well. But you got to tap in. We can't do all the work. Whoever has access to the information, the how-tos, and can put their hands on the money, you can't expect them to come build your community. What you need to do is come train with them and bring your team with you so that y'all can do the same thing in your community. Because I'm telling you, after going to this conference, when they speak on climate change, they're not really just speaking on climate change just for the weather, you to be prepared for what they're doing with the weather and the weatherization. They're pushing it out there because the money that's going through there is funding to revitalize. Why do you think the inner cities are getting revitalized? Not y'all calling it gentrified, they calling it revitalized. Like, you might want to pay attention to how they're using their words, and then now that they've done all of the majority of the cities, guess where they're targeting the rural areas? You know why? Because we got a lot of our people who have passed heirs property that they're coming in, which is what I was talking about earlier, to ask permission to come on their land and do what? Store nuclear waste, carbon waste, and all the rest of the stuff that they do. They're coming because they've ran out of the areas of where they can go. Now they're coming. Now they're gonna make it even worse for you, and they're gonna bring some more junk back to your communities. But if I give you money to help your community combat the situation and you don't take it, I'm coming anyway. I'm gonna take your land just like they tried to do to the lady in Hilton Head, and I'm gonna do it anyway. So either you're gonna take something, and I get Chris' point. Why do we have to go through all of that? Well, that's the land we live in.
I get that. I definitely get that. But this is for other people, because none of this stuff don't make. I'm sorry, it don't make sense. It's just a bunch of bullshit to me when it comes to all of the stuff that I hear when I hear people, fuck the white man and the white man this, the white man that. But I'm like, bro, you're still here. Like what is all of this energy for? And for one, you're not teaching nobody shit. You have literally nothing to offer besides fuck the white man, which I think is weird. I'm just like I get it. Okay, fuck the white man, but you're not fighting him in any way. Or
That's
whoever
right.
this
You making
white man
you
is.
going to work for him, huh?
Exactly. I don't even know who the white man is anymore in this whatever context they're using. So I'm just like, it's really weird. And I'm just like, I would rather you just say, oh, I'm getting money. Okay, I'm fine with
Yeah.
that. That's better
Uh,
off than, oh man, fuck the white man. I ain't with that, but you're gonna clock in, you paying income tax, so forth and so on. So it ain't really fuck the white man. It's you don't have nothing going on. So, but I was just saying all that to say, just like when people talk about this unity crap, I just find it very crazy that the arguments steer in one direction. And like they have this really like utopian idea. And I'm just like, I can't get with the utopia stuff, man. I'm not with everybody unifying. It's never gonna happen. It never has happened. Like I said, you may have 3% of your ethnic group that may do something or unify. But, trying to get this person and that group and that group and that group. I'm like, you can't even do the first common thing to get on code. And that's, relationships, family. You can't even get that right first, but you want to unify.
Preach.
And
Let me ask. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go.
No, I just wanted to ask, like, all right, so that brings me to another question because I'm with you on that. I've been for a while, of course, I've been thinking about moving elsewhere as well, or at least operating from somewhere else, of course, still receiving certain benefits, having property here and stuff. But
Right. Yeah.
I thought about like, wouldn't we also run into the same problem? Once we go to another country, it's gonna be a political landscape. There's gonna be people trying to, maybe challenge the land that you stand on, change rules that might disadvantage your kids. So don't you kind of run back into the same problem?
Not necessarily. Here's why. So the concept, do you think the propaganda is here worse? Now, it could be propaganda everywhere in every country. However,
Yeah, it's kind of country by country.
Right. So would you rather deal with the stuff here than anywhere else? So I'm not saying that it's some type of escape, right? But I'm pretty sure I'll have lesser problems dealing with that type of stuff anywhere else besides here. And the only reason why I say that is because from what I hear, other places are different. That's not to say you won't encounter problems. But if I can get away from the bullshit here, because like I said, this is a circus, man. We all know that. And it could be a circus elsewhere. But I think the circus here is worse. That's just my opinion. Whether I go to Tanzania, Ghana, Germany, England, wherever, hell, South America, whatever the case is, I don't have to stay there. I'm not bound to that place because my citizenship is here, and of course, you can get dual citizenship elsewhere. I would rather just get paid from my investments here and live somewhere else that's a bit more peaceful and where I don't have to deal with silly shit that goes on here. I have to be honest. I think this is the worst place to be if you really trying to get something done and to really build or really unify. Because I'm not saying you can't, but the unification that people talk about, that was in the past. That time is gone. This is a whole different world now. We got too many different evils and too much different propaganda to fight against. So to answer your question, yes, you will run into other problems in other countries, but I don't think those problems will be bigger than the problems here. That's all I'm saying.
All right, now that I'm away from white folks, let me say this. Look.
No, hold on. I want Marquise to respond to that.
Okay. Oh, you want me to respond to?
Well, saying, do you kind of see what I'm saying, though?
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. I've just been, I've had people that I've known who moved to other countries,
and it didn't work
me
out.
just watching other people in other countries, and there are trade-offs. I think it depends on you as an individual if the trade-offs make sense and if where you're going makes sense or not. Because some people could argue they can find their little pockets here in America where they ain't got to worry about no BS and kind of get away from everybody, still, live okay. But in other countries, their political systems can be different, unstable. All kind of things.
I'm studying.
Can happen.
I'm studying to be a financial advisor, and they tell you political risk is worse outside of America. I agree with that. That's factual. However, I may find a pocket here somewhere in the United States, but I'm still a nigga, so I ain't escaping that nowhere. But if I can silence a lot of the noise, but still deal with a little noise here and there, wherever that is, I'm fine with that.
Well, we got one more question. So I'll have to ask this:
Yeah.
why is it right that we were just kind of saying that elite people were coming from other countries to do that exact thing in America? Why are we going the opposite direction? Like, why are they coming here if they are elite already, finding their little pockets and able to flourish as Black people?
You know
But
why?
we're
Because go ahead.
no, go ahead. That was pretty much it.
Oh, well, one, they wasn't born here. And 9 times out of 10, if your ancestors came over here as slaves, 9
Mhm.
times out of 10, people who come over here, they getting a benefit before we do. And then they blame us and say, oh, you didn't take advantage of what we're giving you when we don't even know about whatever they're giving. That's some crazy shit. So yes, somebody that's foreign can come over here and do well because they don't deal with the same shit we deal with. That's why I asked her earlier, what are our advantages? Our advantage, we have, I think, cultural one. We can move some shit culturally with trends and everything. We can whoop everybody's ass if we needed to, but we don't use that strength. We can jump the highest, we can run the fastest, we can fight, but we don't utilize those to our advantages in every sector. So
Well, let me ask you this: what
don't take
advantage?
advantage of. That's an
What
advantage. Advantage of.
so what advantage does a Nigerian Black person have in America that we don't have outside of their family structure?
There's no such thing as a poor Nigerian coming to America.
Yeah,
That's
I
just the
was saying
truth.
like the elite, these elite. I'm saying
So,
an elite Nigerian.
so think about it. This is how I think about this, right? So I think about this in terms of exports and imports. If I can
Okay.
get a foreigner to come to my country and contribute to my economy, and then they do well, I mean, these are people who are not going to jail, who are not, not fucking up shit, basically. They come over here and being productive.
Mm-hmm.
Why would I not take that?
Mm-hmm.
And then you got somebody that's in the hood that's not
Well,
being
we comparing it to you. We're comparing it to you. In this situation, we're comparing it to you. Yeah.
to me over between a foreigner and myself.
Yeah, because you're thinking about leaving and they're thinking about coming, but y'all both are
Well,
valuable
I'm saying you can
assets.
benefit. I could benefit another person's economy with my American dollars and my American, hustle and
Mm-hmm.
muscle or whatever the case is. And these
Mm-hmm.
people come over, well, shit, they giving money, they giving opportunities, I'm gonna take it. 9 times out of 10, they family done the research. There's some opportunity that they see because let's be real, America's about money. I'm an American. I can go anywhere and fucking move somebody's economy, which is why you got people right now that's Americans that go to other countries, and the locals there is like, man, the Americans coming over and they making all the prices go up.
Yeah,
That's
causing
the
that
type.
inflation. That's what I heard happen in Ghana.
Yeah, that's the type of power that Americans have when they go to other countries. Foreigners don't have that type of power. They come to get some of that. Even the brokest American, they know you're going to come to their country and consume because you do it in your own country. So if you come over here, hell yeah, the economy going to be booming. But a foreigner, they don't get that. They trying to come and get some of that American dollar, American power, and they bring some of that home. I've seen this firsthand too. Some of the foreign people from India and so forth, they come over here, take advantage, build shit, and send their money back home. So, you know, they taking full advantage. So you can look at it as a win-win, honestly.
Yeah, no, I understand. I was just thinking it was just interesting
Yeah.
just to think of, like, if you got two, you know, a Nigerian and an African American, both of them got their money right.
Yeah.
This Nigerian says, I want to live in America and then go back home and visit Nigeria. But this African American says, I want to go live in Nigeria and then maybe visit America every once in a while.
Yeah.
You know?
It's really a win-win on both sides. But like I said, nobody's gonna turn Americans down with their money because they come to spend. Now, if you got a record, obviously, you know, they're gonna like, what you doing over here? What you got going on? But if you got paper, man, and you coming in talking about buying and investing shit, all right, we'll let you, you know, you good. We'll give you a temporary visa, then you can get citizenship here and here, you know. So it's like I said, it's a win-win on both sides. And that's essentially something I would do. I would live somewhere else and come to America here and there.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I think I ultimately feel the same way, but I go back and forth.
yeah,
You know,
I get it.
I can't really tell until I go over there, because then the other component is, what about that ingredient, that essential ingredient we talked about earlier, which is the family. So of course, you know, if you just like by yourself doing your thing, living as a nomad, it don't matter as much. But once you got a family, then
Yeah,
the politics and those things start to matter more. Stability start to matter more.
that's
You know,
true.
so I don't know how I would feel. Okay, I'm over here living in, you know what I'm saying, Rwanda, you know, because, you know, it's popping, is doing good. But then once I have kids and then I realize, okay, this is a dictatorship and you can't really like vote certain rules in and out. Maybe I might not feel the same way. Well,
Right.
no,
I
I
feel
don't
you
know.
on that. I feel you on that. And matter of fact, I had a friend, her and her family, there's 8 of them, they all moved to Tanzania. Now, they income wasn't what you say, like I don't think they may have been middle class or maybe below. I was like, damn.
Working class.
Yeah, I would put it like that. Yeah, that's a better way to put it. So they move and shit, they've been gone a while now. But I'm just like, yeah, it's a lot to think about with that. Especially you got a family. Me, I'm single, I ain't got no kids. I can do whatever the fuck I want and not have to worry about much. But family, that's a different conversation for sure.
Yeah,
But Dre
definitely
know,
something I've been thinking about.
yeah, Dre know all about that. Dre, expertise,
Yeah, about what?
shit, nomad life.
You damn right. Listen, if that woman gets elected, I'm out. I ain't playing no games. I'm out. But what I wanted to say is that, to your question, and I wish Brandon was here because he's in Chicago. And see, I'm gonna just be honest, and this is not insult on a personal level. I'm not a
Your mic, Dre.
Yeah, you kind of chopping in
yeah.
and out.
Hold on. Yeah. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Hold on, give me 1 second. Because I went to another part of the house where the Wi-Fi changes. I have 2 modems. All right. So what I'm about to say is not meant to be insulting at all. It just isn't, but it's the truth. Yo, the
Mhm.
government knows black people don't know politics. And what happens is that me, I could say this now because I've given up. Like, but me being in the reparations fight the last year, working with task force, trying to get us lineage-based reparations, yo, we are silly as hell, bro. And when you look at Chicago, it's sad what happened to the the natives of Chicago, the black natives of Chicago, right? But here's the thing. It needed to happen for them to wake up. If you remember the Democratic primary debate when Biden was running, they asked him about reparations. And he said, we need to invest into the Latinos and the Hispanics. They're the future of this country. What did Biden do on his first day in office? He signed 18 executive orders to reverse border security.
Yep.
Right?
Bars.
And so you are in a point now where in Chicago for years they would say, we're underfunded. We don't have money for the inner city. Yo, think about the food deserts in Chicago. Do you understand how much money these people have gotten? There's an article posted on Twitter where Eric Adams, the mayor, what? My God. Like I was saying, I'm such a good person. There was an article where Eric Adams they're giving $4,000 to migrants just to move out of the shelter. Like, how crazy is that? You know how many black people ain't got $4,000 in their bank account, and y'all think this is happenstance?
I like how you put that together.
Yeah.
That is facts, because I do remember him telling all the black leaders off, telling him, y'all gonna have to respect these, different, Hispanic people, because they're gonna be a bigger population than you. And then he proceeds to make that a reality. That's an interesting way to frame that.
And I'm just like, you want me to stay here and accept that and be like, oh, okay, I'll just wait, until I'm gonna wait till we unify. That way we can create some shit. That don't make sense to me. I'm sorry. That don't make sense to me.
I think we can unify with people who already got some shit.
That sounds good in theory. I'm idealistic towards that. I really am. I really am, because
they gonna treat you just like the
But the only way, this is why I hate that, or I love the fact how tribes were separate. But if me and you were next to each other, we could get on some terms, because I got my people and you got your people. But you got niggas in Detroit, you got New York, you got Orlando, you got Houston, you got LA, and then all these other cities in between. How are we supposed to unify with them? This is how we do it.
I guess you're right. I can't just name a central body that, okay, if you go plug in with them, you good.
Right.
They got it together. They're similar to like the Igbo tribe, who has a mentorship for all their young youth.
That's my point. We so spread out now. We so spread out now. So, that's not how we do it in Cali. We don't do that. We don't do it like that in New York. Like, we can't have unification if that's the starter of the conversation. Like, you being from California means nothing. Like, we black, nigga. Like, that should be the common denominator. Like, you may do things differently. I get it. But what matters is, like, listen, this shit ain't working. What they doing, we all see that. So it can't be like, oh, here down in Florida, man, that's how we do it. Or down in Texas, hey, we do it like this. No, we can't have that. That's a conversation that needs to be blotted out. Like, first of all, you got to leave.
But you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy about that, Chris? Is that a Dominican and a Puerto Rican won't get along with each other, amongst each other. But let a black person be in front of them, and then they become blood brothers. It's something about the Spanish language for their culture that binds them together, right? And so getting back to what I was saying, that shows you the difference, is that when you look at what California, the Senate of California did, we're trying to give illegal migrants $150,000 down payment on a house where Black people make up 7% of California's population and make up 80% of Skid Row. And we think that's by mistake, right? When you look at New York City, where the average rent price is $2,700, which most American Black people cannot even fathom affording, especially by themselves, and you're just giving these people numerous amounts of money, $6,000 EBT cards. Some people getting $10,000 EBT cards. They getting, and then it's like, listen to what Nancy Pelosi said to Bill Maher. Bill Maher said to her, "Don't you think that's kind of crazy, giving $150,000 to illegal migrants?" And then she acted like she didn't know. Now, mind you, she is a senator of California, but she acted like she didn't know, right, the policy. But he said, well, the undocumented. You know what she said? Well, we want all of them to be documented. So they're creating middle class while you suffer. And you know, we get joy and vibes. And as a Black man, look, let me tell you something. I'll be somewhere butt naked in Asia looking at y'all like, all right, well, that's what y'all wanted. But we got to be more politically astute. We have to not play this game. You know, one of the things that hurt me the most, and I'm not a fan of Obama at all, but listen, we all fell for the Obama Kool-Aid. But when Michelle Obama got up at the DNC and said, my parents raised me to look at people funny who took more than what they needed, and this woman got 3 mansions worth over $100 million, and she's telling poor Black, my family looked at people who took more than they needed.
Yeah, that is wild.
You may not, what she said, you may not enjoy the advantages that prior generations got from affirmative action. Who you think she's talking to? But you know what Ocasio-Cortez said the day before Michelle spoke at the DNC? Newcomers, illegal migrants, newcomers, this is your time. This is your story. And like Chris said, we just outside, huh? We looking inside the window like they eating. All they're doing, right? All they're doing is like a mother telling their children, I know you're hungry. I know why you're hungry. I know you're starving, but we're going to feed the neighbors. And when you watch us feed those neighbors, it's going to make you feel better because your neighbors are eating. That's what they're doing.
Right.
And unless you grow, unless we, like I said, we said this even during when Mo, Chris, and myself, and when it was like 10 people in the show and most of them fell off, we said this then, like, listen, y'all, this is the time for us to come together and get some money and do what we got to do. Because once they shut that faucet off to us, it's over. Look at us now.
Mm-hmm.
I know somebody that literally barely knows me. She knows me, but barely knows me. And she hit me up the other day for grocery money. And I'm just sitting there like, and I'm looking at her, and I didn't tell her no. I gave it to her because it was just like, for you not to even know me on that level and ask me for grocery money, I just gave it to her because I know you need it. And she was like, oh, you know, I'm gonna pay you back. I said, I didn't tell her, because I said, yo, maybe that could be me. You know, I do for my brothers, I do for myself. But the point that I'm making is, yo, man, listen, to be honest with you, and I'll shut up. If white folks wasn't struggling, they would find a way to, Trump wouldn't even be in the discussion. But I taught the white carpenters, electricians, HVACs, and plumbers. And when they see illegal migrants get a hammer and a veneer put in their hand and they can't even speak English and don't even know the job and taking over construction sites, and these people are union carpenters and union electricians in New York City, and their degenerate son can't even get a job at ShopRite no more because that's being given away. Yo, I'm telling you, these white folks ain't playing. these white folks ain't playing with this. So, and I'll shut up on that. But I just wanted to give you an in-depth look at why, and what, who, and how.
I don't.
I like to write my answers and go on.
And Mo, where you at?
I'm right here.
Yeah. Put that in your pocket.
Yeah, Mo, that you know, they ain't gonna do nothing. No, I'm messing with you.
Well,
I'm messing.
They may not do nothing to get New York and Chicago, but we gonna take what we can get, and we gonna get something done, at least the little bit we can. Cause
Yeah.
I sure can't move to
Right.
another country, and
Yeah.
so what?
Why you can't?
We're
Government
move to no
benefits
another
work
country.
everywhere, don't it? Huh?
Listen, I've lived in other countries, and I don't think I want to go live in another country, because just like was spoken before, you still at some point you're still going to get involved with their politics and all the extra stuff that goes on. I've lived in Germany for 4 years, and I think I've been in other countries for 9 to 12 months apiece in other places. And
Which part of Germany, Mo?
Hanau, near Frankfurt.
Okay. So North Central. Yeah, Frankfurt, like North Central. Okay.
Yeah, you still got to learn the customs and ways of the other countries.
Right.
I some avenues are much larger for me to fight. However, if we all can gain some insight on some things that we can benefit from, I think that is that we should share. And so I only can share what we're about to get involved with in our area.
The
And
environmental.
we about to
Hey, Mo.
take this grant
Hey,
right
Mo,
here.
Hey, Mo, did you tell Chris the good news that diet that put you on working?
No,
Wait.
Dre, don't ask, bro, because she
No, I asked her. Remember, I called Mo last week. She said she was on. She said she was rocking with
He
it.
mad because I need some chips, Dre. He just want to tell because I bust.
Oh, you ain't.
She already backslid, Dre.
He
She
just wanna
backslid the
tell
first
me,
week, man.
Oh, I didn't backslide the first week. You're not telling the truth.
Okay. Where
Mo.
Price go, man? Price, what happened to the soda?
I know. Oh, you're not about to get on that. That soda is right there. You don't even drink soda like I told you that. My niece, that's my niece.
Not
Yeah,
you,
I
not
had
you,
allergies.
Mo. No.
Oh, hush that fuss. But look, I do want to share something. So I know, and I definitely understand everything that everybody was saying, but there's some small things. I can't talk on a global level, okay? But let's talk about some
Is this
small
the environmental stuff?
community stuff. Yes.
Okay.
You better tap in. Why are you playing?
I'm the one that helped you out.
You ain't helped me do nothing.
With the companies. Yeah, I did. You probably didn't even look, did you?
I had already seen those. I thought maybe you had.
You ain't seen them.
I thought maybe you had. No, I just want to share some little stuff that we're doing that may could help somebody.
In Spartanburg?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what my lady, her people.
Yeah, I want to just share. Okay, so I want to share this guy right here, right? He's the former representative of South Carolina in that Spartanburg area. I'll just read his bio. We have a retreat this weekend. We're taking some, there's two groups that got funded by Department of Energy to come out and help rural areas with this grant right here. When I do this grant, hold on, let me go back. What do with it? Let me go back. So we're applying for, I can't save the world, but there are some things that we can do just, to patch up some of the things that we need. We can patch up some stuff, right? Hold on. Let me find it because I gotta. Oh man, I'm gonna bring it up again. We're writing this grant. I'm gonna show somebody might be interested. They may be in a rural area and say, "Man, I understand everything y'all saying, but I may not be able to leave. So can I get some right? Is there anything that can help me right now?" And But in order to get in this space right here, you're gonna have to get involved with your local university and your researchers, your scientists, public health, environmental science, psychology folks, because you're gonna need some power players on the team to help you write or to give you the data you need to support what you're trying to do. Because just saying we ain't got it, they ain't gave it to us, we need it, is not gonna help. You're gonna have to get some people who knows how to go and do the research in your demographic and pull the data that that speaks to the disproportionate, marginalized, pollution in your area, toxic waste, all of that. You got to get the data. So you got to partner. If you have a nonprofit, you have to partner with these universities who are accredited and whose voice is going to weigh just a little bit heavier than yours. So we're putting in for this grant right here. It came under the Inflation Reduction Act, and it's called a Community Change Grant. And so we're going after this grant. But before we went after the grant, or before we submit the grant, we have our last project. We did a project and taught the kids, a STEM project, and taught the kids how to test water, because there's two plants in that area. There's a nuclear plant at Westinghouse, and then there's International Paper, right? And both of those they have horrible air quality. Got a lot of the water and sewer is horrible in the area. So they got a lot of challenges, a lot of things going on. So the first thing they did was went into the high school, created a high school science club, and taught the kids how to test the water. So yes, we relying on the experts to come and share what's going on in the community, but we also teaching the youth on how to come up with that data on their own. So if it does not agree, you have some evidence-based information to plead your case when you're speaking on these things that plague your community. So that's the overall grant that we're going after. So after the two science clubs, we did water quality and air quality, right? Testing the water and the air. Food deserts, that's coming up in November. But before that, we went after capacity building grants. So we having a capacity building retreat. Matter of fact, two of us got to attend the, remember I told you I went to the geoscience conference. We got to attend that conference last weekend. I invited Unc in. Unc came out because Unc loves science. He's into science. And so he got to talk with the scientists and all that. And the keynote speaker was one of his son's basketball coaches, or something with basketball. But anyway, nevertheless, so he's going to come down to our retreat, try to understand the social side of things. But so this retreat we have coming in, he's one of the guys that are coming. And he revitalized two communities using environmental justice funding. So I'll talk about him first. So the retreat is another pillar of the community change grant to share how we're building capacity on the sides of skill sets. Who can you bring to the table to help advocate for these challenges going on in your community? Because a lot of the environmental challenges is affecting the mental or maybe the health of the people and the adults and the kids, right? So one of the people that we benchmark is Harold Mitchell Jr. He was a former representative of Carolina. So I'll read his bio. Say Harold Mitchell Jr. is a result-driven CEO and former state representative with a proven ability to leverage leadership, strategic vision, and public policy experts to drive organizational growth and positive social impact. In 1998, he founded the Regenesis Project, an environmental justice organization in response to a spat of respiratory illnesses in neighborhoods near waste and toxic chemical facilities in his community. Regenesis received a $20,000 EPA grant and began conducting a community-led planning process to chart the necessary infrastructure projects needed to repair the history of harm and rebuild the Arkwright and Forest Park communities. Since the inception, Regenesis has executed a plan of cleanup, redevelopment, and revitalization that now serves as a model for meaningful environmental justice. To date, almost $3 million in federal, state, local, private sector, and philanthropic investments have been leveraged towards site cleanups, economic development, affordable housing, and healthcare for communities affected by the environmental racism. Now, the Regenesis Institute is launching its second phase to complete the vision the community outlined while helping expand the Regenesis model to lead the just transition. Additionally, the Regenesis Institute has launched a first of its kind accelerator for communities like Spartanburg to lead their own social, economic, and climate resilience transformation. Mitchell was a member of the South Carolina House of Representatives from the 31st District, serving from 2005 to 2017. He received the National Black Caucus of State Legislators Regional Legislator of the Year Award in 2015. He's a long life resident of Spartanburg. So this guy, he took 20,000, began to plan, come up with the strategy on how he was going to do it, and now he's up to 300 million. I can tell you right now, we are at, man, probably almost a half a million at the start of what we're doing. And so he's gonna be there. We're gonna have a lady by the name of Dr. Addie. And she is with, I think I got that right. Here it is. I think it's Dr. Must have got it wrong. I think it's RTI. I put RFI. Is it RFI? Hold on. Let me find her. She's coming out of Florida. I think it's RTI. TI. And there she go. RTI. And she's going to do what's called she's a narrative change researcher. So I think it's Yawanda Eddie is a narrative change researcher within the RTI Transformation Research Unit for Equity. As a health communication scholar, her research interests revolve around identity and culture in health equity messaging, narrative storytelling, intervention, and mediate representation of Africa and the Black diaspora. Dr. Addie brings her diverse background in communities and journalism, public health, and history to projects focused on improving health equity. Recent projects include tailoring diabetes. Oh, somebody coming in. Hold on. Let me get them. Diabetes self-care web pages for Black women for the Center of Disease Control and Prevention, and providing dissemination support for the Durham Community Safety Documentary Heart, serving our neighbors in crisis. Before joining RTI in 2023, Dr. Addie was an ORISE Health Communications Fellow with the CDC. She has also served as a research associate for the Center of Public Interest Communications, a principal co-investigator and project manager at the University of Florida's Center for African Studies, and Obama presidential appointed press assistant for the U.S. Department of Agriculture, and an English teacher volunteering with the Peace Corps in Panama. She is also 2 times U.S. Fulbright grantee to Nigeria. So she's going to talk about narrative change, basically how you communicate what you need in your community. So she's going to try to educate the individuals in the room on how to change how they dialogue about what they need, so to speak. So that's her job. That's what she's coming in. So she's going to take, sometimes we only have the emotion and frustration of what's happening to us, and we don't know how to communicate what we need to change our situation. And so that's her job, if that makes any sense. And then we have Dr. McLean, and she's coming from the Harambee House. Oh, that's it. Harambe. I think it's EE. Let's see if it comes up.
Harambe, where Harambe from, Ms. Mo?
She's no, that's the name of the organization.
Oh, where is that at? Where is that located?
I think Hilton Head.
Okay.
So Dr. Mildred McLean, she's also known as Mama Baheta, I think I said it right, is a distinguished fellow for movement elders at Groundswell. Dr. McLean, she's 50 years old, veteran of the People's Movement for Justice and Self-Determination Worldwide, is the executive director emeritus for the Harambee House and Citizens for Environmental Justice, which she founded in 1990. Mama Bahita has worked in the field of education, community development, public health, environmental justice, and people's liberation struggles for over 5 decades. She has championed youth leadership development through the Black Youth Leadership Development Institute since 1988, where over 3,000 young adults have been trained and put to work for their people. Considering an environmental justice pioneer, Dr. McLean has engaged with communities all over the world, assisting in building their capacity to speak for themselves, as well as participate substantially in decision-making processes that impact their daily lives. For 35 years, she has fought for environmental justice in marginalized and disenfranchised communities throughout the USA. Under her leadership, the Harambee House has partnered with the Department of Energy, the Environmental Protection Agency, the Agency for Toxic Substances and Disease Registry, the Centers for Disease Control, and the National Institute for Environmental Health Science over the past several decades, working for environmental and economic justice for marginalized and disenfranchised communities throughout the United States of America. She has worked tirelessly to bring attention to the plight of people of color who live near nuclear weapon production sites and to address the impact of radiation. She is a high school graduate of the Commonwealth School of Boston, graduate of the University of Massachusetts, Boston, has a Master's of Education from Harvard and Antioch, and a doctorate in education from Harvard School of Education. She is the 2017 recipient of Sierra Club's Robert Ballard Environmental Justice Award and the American Public Health Association Damu Smith Environmental Health Achievement Award. So on. So she's another one, and then we're gonna have Kyle Bryant, EPA. So Kyle Bryant, he is an environmental scientist working in the EPA Bridge Program, is currently assigned to the Resource Conservation and Recovery Act Division's South Section Environment Enforcement and Compliance Branch. Kyle has over 15 years of experience in environmental field. Kyle earned his BS degree in zoology with a minor in chemistry from Fort Valley State University in Fort Valley, Georgia. His undergrad years, he had intern and co-op experience with the U.S. Department of Energy, Nevada operations office in Las Vegas, Nevada. So on and on and on. So he worked for EPA. So I say that to say this. So we've got funding through we got affiliated with the environmental justice because our new representative, he's all about environment. He came from Minnesota, got a lot of funding to help out the communities where he was. So now he's coming here. So we're going to take that $20 million change grant, and we have a whole bunch of little initiatives to help that area and more. Right now, I think all the grants we have on the floor is going to come out to about 36 million. But in order to do that, right, what you have to do, what I've learned in my 3 months of watching and learning how they put this together to be effective in a community. So we talk about our community. We talk a lot about what we don't have and what we can't do. But it's very rare I'm seeing people talking about what we can, what we have, or what's available to us, or what they would allow us to have access to. And so the only reason I continue these shows because sometimes I'm just trying to share the little thing that we can do to help your current situation, or if you're like me and involved in a community, how to be able to help your community, or at least get the conversation going with people who know what to do, right? Because everybody don't know what to do. Your local folks don't know what to do, and we know that because if they did, something will probably be being done, right? But in a sense, so what we're doing right now, we're riding off of history's infrastructure, which has either worn down or is in the process of wearing down. And so many of the communities are in need of new infrastructure or new processes. And so many of our politicians who are running for our local offices, they got the title, but they don't know what to do with it. And in order to learn what to do with it, you're going to have to get out and get into other spaces where they're doing it. You're going to have to participate in these science conferences or these research conferences. Because we went to the geoscience conference blindly. The professor from Clemson, who is one of our funders, she's funding our STEMS program with $100K. And she said, hey, do you all have any scientists that are interested in going to the National Association of Black Geoscientists? And I gave them a week. Nobody came back when she asked again. I raised my hand and I was like, yeah, I'll go. And she was like, you're not a scientist, or you're not even into that. And I said, I know, but it's something I can learn. I might can learn something. And so me and another young lady, now she's very science savvy, and all into environmental protection or climate change and that conversation. She knows it on a global level. And so she's learning on a micro level. But we went, and lo and behold, we get there, and those young adults who were geoscientists start giving their present. Matter of fact, I'm gonna share it. I'm gonna share my let me stop sharing. I'm gonna share the presentations. I'm gonna share. I can't play it, but maybe one day we'll get on and I'll play it for you all. Not live though. I'm gonna pull it and see if they haven't taken it down. I'm gonna just share the topics. I'll just go through the topics so you can all see the type of things they're studying. So while we were there, they were sharing about the different rocks, water, cement, you name it. They did all of these different types of tests, but it was two presentations, or three, that struck our attention. The one on carbon storage. The reason is because we know that the the DOE, Department of Energy, and the EPA have a lot of conversation about carbon waste right now, and they're doing consent site, as I stated before, in the rural areas or the disenfranchised or marginalized communities for heirs property. They're looking for homeowners to give them consent to come and store these things. And so that's how we know about that. And two, the professors, the food insecurity, Dr. Paget at Tennessee State University and Dr. Archer on land surveying and mapping and redlining and rezoning, that struck our attention because our next mission in November is to bring down the doctor from San Diego about food insecurities. And then the third thing that struck our attention is one of the research projects was on Beaufort and the water erosion on the river banks, on the coastal banks. So all of those struck out our attention while we there. Any questions while I look for this link real quick? Let me share with y'all. Let's see. NABG. Y'all probably won't watch football on me or something. Let's see.
One of the questions that I had when you're talking about like the money that is funding this, like, what are y'all then? How are y'all utilizing the money? Are y'all like sending kids to school, or how does that part, like, how do you benefit? How's the money spent? I know you're saying you're going around to figure out what's the ways to. I don't know if you're saying to spend it or to get it.
Oh, both. So there's different types of funding that's available. There is the fund that we got for the STEM, we connected the college students with the high school students to teach them STEM. And we started with the water and air testing. So that lasted for like, I think 9 weeks. That program lasted 9 weeks. So one, we're teaching the young people and exposing them to career fields that they can go in, but actually exposing them to what it means and how to do it to pique their interest. That's one. So we use the funds we pay the kids for participating. Like in our SEAL program, we paid the kids $250 per participant per month to participate in that program. And we paid the college students to participate as well. So we offering the college students internship, and we offering the students an understanding of a career field and how to help their community if they so desire, right? That's one set of money. Another set, we got to start up a nonprofit, but to train the individuals who are going to be members and who are going to uphold that nonprofit for the advocacy of their community. The second one, that change grant, that's massive because that's 20 million. That involves building up units, housing units. That involves a lot. I'd have put my hands on it to get narrowed down. I haven't gotten involved with it yet because another group of individuals on our team is doing it, but that one is encompassed of a lot. So what I'm saying is, you have these grants or these fundings that's there is an opportunity to expose the youth for the areas that we need them to go into to help our community in their fields and their studies. And then I'm saying there's other grant opportunities to give the college students experience. So when they go after particular jobs, and then there's also for your seniors, housing units, for you to build housing units, not for just your seniors, but also for affordable housing. So if I show you the units that Harold Mitchell built, that he built those little townhouse type houses, right, for that community around that area that was just abandoned, so to speak. So this work here reminds me of Garfield's conversation of the 100 Men and Women team in an abandoned town. Where can you get the money from? How can you build it up? How can you create a municipal? Like the municipal, so the Lower Richland area, one of the towns in that area, so you got Eastover, Gadsden, and Hopkins. Well, Eastover actually is a municipality. So they actually have a mayor and a whole government system. So the the representative elect, he's already brought in 1.2 million for them already, that they are strategically strategizing and revamping and putting things into place into that area. So I'm thinking along the lines of what you're saying when you said, okay, can't we get something, go into a pocket area and then begin to build that same area? A friend of mine, well, not in the East, but the Hopkins area, started a clinic because one of the doctors, when he retired from his regular job, he went and helped him uproot a family practice clinic. So they have a full-fledged family practice clinic going on with doctors, 3 doctors, some nurse practitioners, some RNs. So they're really taking what they have and what they have access to, and they are putting the necessary things that we need for a community: healthcare, recreation, housing. We also, the food insecurity piece. We're targeting the Black farmers and that farmland and teaching them about the new technologies or a lot of the funding available to them. Because think about it, a lot of money come out that could benefit. I'm not talking about the people who on the corner and have no clue. That's not the folks I'm talking about. I'm talking about individuals who really have it together and just don't know, because they've been so busy on the ground doing the work, they have no clue on how to write that proposal to bring in that money that they gave to Black farmers to help their land to produce better crops. That's the individuals, we're helping. So there's a lot of farmland out there. We in November, we're gonna have a whole plan for them and to help them and facilitate that. And so
That's in South Carolina.
This is South Carolina, yeah. So the guy who I jumped on the team with, what we did was he's establishing a team. So when we get this right, we're going to go into other communities and teach them. So there's a guy in Charleston. I talked about Harold Mitchell in Spartanburg, and I talked about Dr. McLean in the Hilton Head area, but there's another guy. He actually did what's called Environment and Justice Academy for them for 9 months, every Saturday for 9 months prior to this retreat. So this is the second level of where they are. He came in and talked to them about the do's and the don'ts and all of the nuances around it, right? And matter of fact, I'm gonna bring up the curriculum that they use. His name is Omar Muhammad, and he's him and Harold Mitchell, they're like the poster child of these grants, because they were able to build up their community and change it based off of this funding.
That was gonna be my next question. I swear, I was gonna say, so have any of these programs have been proven to like actually improve a community? That was gonna be my next question.
That was the first guy. I'm gonna bring up. Let me see if I can. You know what?
Yeah, let's see the proof. We want to see the proof.
I'm about to show you because I'm gonna come off the live. Well, y'all talk about something real quick. I gotta go to the restroom, but I'm gonna come off the live because I want y'all to see the videos. I want y'all to see Harold Mitchell's video of his community, what he's done, and then I'm gonna show you Muhammad's.
Nah, that's lit though.
You guys talk until I get back. I gotta go to the restroom.
Yeah. Nah, that's lit though. I mean, because from my perspective, I'm with you on like every other day I wake up and I'm like, man, I'm done with y'all. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like something else triggers it that makes me lose hope. I'm not gonna lie. But then the pragmatic part kicks in. It was like, this is still my home. I still got family, still got community. So even if I go move somewhere else or do whatever type of situation, I'm still going to have a vested interest in the politics and what's going on, and how it's affecting the people's lives that I'm connected to.
Yes. I'm sorry, y'all. I'll be back.
Yeah.
Keep talking.
Price back on here.
Yeah, man, I had to go get some food, man. While y'all was going here, and I went and got some food. So.
I feel you, man. Yeah,
I'm about to go get me one of these keto snacks.
I
Man,
feel,
I'll be out here feeding them, and they got this thing. They got this thing from Quest, the company, the Quest. It's like these little cake donuts, man. I'm so addicted to them things.
oh yeah, Quest, man, they good, bro. I work in the nutritional department in a grocery store. Yeah, bro. Them Quest bars.
Them
Shoot.
cookies is whack though. I ain't gonna lie, them cookies
No,
is whack.
cookies whack. I go to Lenny and Larry's for the cookies. Lenny and Larry's got the best protein cookies, but
What
yeah,
is it called?
Lenny and Larry's.
Oh, okay. I think I know what you're talking about. It has these little figures with heads or something like that on it. Like,
Oh no, it's plant based. Man, they used to be better though, man. I ain't gonna lie. They used to be a whole lot better, but they changed the ingredients. They made the shit more healthier. So which was good, but you can tell
but it ain't good.
yeah, you can tell the difference in taste, but man, those they still pretty good. But I have to try a lot of that stuff. Um, but you know, some of that shit just nasty, bro. It's just
You be trying to convince yourself like, this straight.
yeah,
until
yeah,
you tell somebody else to try, they look at you crazy.
yeah, real talk. I'm like, nah, man, that shit ain't it, bro. Nah. But it ain't on my dime though, so it's all good. So
Yeah, that's a factory.
yeah. Yeah, see what Mo talking about. See what kind of proof she got. Mo better not be coming over here with word salad. Which I know she won't. I just be messing with Mo. Mo be into some stuff, man. I'm starting to think she down with the Illuminati. She be knowing a little bit too much that she don't
You
be
throw it
saying.
out. Well, one day she at that time about she talking to somebody who got these millions, man. Don't
Yeah.
tell
Like, Mo, when was you gonna tell us about that? Oh shoot.
Well, here's I be thinking about when they be talking about these carbon credits and everything, and now she talking about this social justice initiative. But at the end of the day, I know some companies when they don't use their credits, they get to sell their credits to other companies and stuff like that. It's like I'm trying to make sense out of all this.
Yeah.
You said some companies sell companies credit stuff. What'd you say again?
They have an initiative. They've been talking about carbon credits. It was part of this whole Paris Accord, this global environmental thing that you're only supposed to deposit so much carbon emissions. So I'm just talking to trying to figure out what carbon emission is. So once you exceed yours, if I got a company and I don't use all my credits, I can sell my credits to you. And therefore, when you exceed your 20 credits, I can sell you 5 credits. Or
that's crazy.
Well, but I mean, that's what they've always done. I mean, you had fines, but you think about it. The fine for EP violation under the old code, when Exxon go and spill some shit in the ocean, they pay a $25,000 fine. So it sounds like a lot of money, but some of these spills have been so expensive that it's cheaper to just pay the fine. I give you $25,000 a day, and I'm just not gonna clean the shit up until the target area dissipates, whatever the pollutant was, it dissipates enough that, now I done passed and the fine is over with. So
yeah. It's just like, hey, look, it's a lesser of two evils for us.
So I'm just trying to see how the communities benefit from the whole social justice thing. What even is carbon capture and all that? Because I see people talking about that, and this project's out there. You got people doing seaweed up there in like New Hampshire, and I think in Florida they got these seaweed projects that release good CO2 into the atmosphere and take out bad CO2 or whatever. But it's projects out there. But
so was Mo basically saying that what she was reading was saying that they shouldn't be doing this because it's too risky?
Well, who shouldn't be doing what?
Capturing carbon.
No, she's saying people are doing the carbon they coming up with these systems to pretend, for lack of a better term, like they participating in the road to be making renewable solutions. Business is gonna do business. But for us to say that, you know, for us to say, okay, we want to do something, or we won't change or whatever, then it'll be real easy to say, okay, that's real easy. Stop consuming shit. You know, but we're not gonna do that. So come up with other ways where it's not so impactful on the environment. So as a business, I'm gonna say, I got this robust pipeline and I pump this shit underground, and I'm pumping it underground into a marginalized community, or I'm dumping the waste into the water system where these people live. These CEOs and shareholders don't live in these areas. So I get all that part. I'm just trying to wrap my mind around what's this fix supposed to be about. And they're rewarding people, or they're giving grants to people to come up to enable us to do life in a more environmental friendly way. So I get that part. I'm just
come up with arguments.
I'm not trying to argue against it. I'm just saying I'm not convinced, because I'm hearing a whole lot of wording and jargon and concepts that you're not explaining to me what that looks like at ground zero. I'm not hearing that.
All right.
Yeah. And I guess that's why she was saying, like, you know, they're trying to educate people on it and going to conferences, because it's some hard stuff probably to grasp, because it's, you know.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
It's complicated.
To get the public buy-in, you're gonna have to put that shit in layman's term. And I've had some geology, I've had some physics, I've had this, but okay, the process that you just named, describe that to me, what it looks like on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I was saying. But because when you say carbon capture, I think about vapors. But then she gave us an example of the pipeline. That whole pipeline was carbon capture being pumped from Canada to the US in the form of sludge, which is
done with this by say
it's not it's a tetracycline or something. That's the byproduct. It's not carbon.
So yes, teacher.
Yes, Sean. We'll be done by Friday.
What about Thursday tomorrow?
Going too far. Actually, I could be done by tomorrow. Actually,
I know you can.
Yeah. So, I won't lie. So.
Man, we got a coach in the house. Gary, what's up, man?
What's up, champ?
Where you been?
I'm trying to make sure these group homes start growing, baby.
Hey, I was talking to one of my battles, if not yesterday, day before. He getting ready to do I think it's a group home. He said he called it foster care, but he got a foster care he started. He had a property, and when his niece wanted to get it, start doing foster care. I'm gonna start off with like 3 kids, and I would tell him about you and you know what your operation was. And
it's different.
Yeah, well, the thing was, he was going through his walkthrough with the social services folks, and they was like, "Man, this property you can do 6 to 8," and they was like, "Nah, we don't want to do 6 to 8. We want to do no more than 3." You know where they at right now, and I was like, well, when you start scaling, I mean, I got to get you linked up with. I was talking about you. I said, I got to get you linked up with my man. He got a whole operation where he do the special needs and all that.
The biggest thing is, man, having a staff, man. More than anything is having a staff, bro.
Right. And they small. They small right now. It's only like the staff is only like 3 people.
Man, if he got 3 staff, you need 6.
Okay. So 19 or less.
If you got 3, you need 6, man. That's the biggest issue that I've had with the staff number. Because trying to grow is because they on this waiver that they have, they got 1,000 people waiting to be picked. So you just got to be prepared and have the staff to suffice what they got going on.
No, he put there's a need in his area. So
like I said, man, check with the Department of Mental Health and see what y'all got going on down there.
No, hey man, Garrett, I ain't built for that, bro. That's my man want to do that.
Hey man, find a little cousin that want to then.
Nope. Oh man, I'm about outdone with family. No news is good news right now with family.
Find a good friend. Ex-girlfriend or somebody. I'm not gonna let y'all walk away with all these damn excuses. Walk away with something, man. We gotta walk away with something, man. Pass something along, man.
No, you know
Pass
what? I'm meeting more strangers on the internet that's about that work than I am with.
Well, don't feel bad about that, brother, because me and Ali got woo there. Me and Ali.
I ain't mad about it.
New York. Shit, I wish I'd have been knowing Ali my whole life. I'd have traded him for most of the people I grew up with.
No, I get it, bro. I get it, man.
You know what I mean? So the mess that we grew up with, man, we don't have no control over that.
No,
but
I always
the
say
people
that.
who we meet going forward, that's on us right there, Tim.
Yeah. Well, I told my battle about you.
Hey man, he ever want to come to Alabama? He in Mississippi?
No, he's in North Carolina.
I wouldn't mind, man. Once they get settled, I'm about to do another house here within the next couple of months. Yeah.
Man, that video that I sent you about how they doing the people locked up, that's in your backyard, brother.
Yeah, you see better people doing locked up. You seen on Facebook or on IG?
No, on IG about they sending the inmates to work, and they making them work 7 days a week, 80 hours, no questions asked.
Oh yeah.
You can't say no. Yeah, that shit crazy.
Right.
Yeah, that probably sound like parchment. They probably doing that in Mississippi too, Chris.
I believe that.
We've been doing Louisiana forever.
Yeah, and
hey man, I'm gonna be for real with you. These young people these days, they throwing rocks at the jailhouse. So
yeah,
I don't know how much fight I got in me for that right there.
Yeah, I feel.
No, you right.
They actually throwing rocks at the jailhouse like every day. They let you know how much scamming they doing, how many bags they got, how many K's and sticks they got, and I do it in front of your mama house. So keep throwing rocks at them, baby. I can't fight that battle no more.
Oh, yeah, I'm with you on that, Coach. Why? I try to catch them before they get there.
My age group 6 to 14, man.
Yeah.
My age group 6 to 14. I think we got a chance with those. Everybody else older, if you want to fall in line, that's cool. But if you don't, hey man, let the white man teach.
Well, I was with True Story, and he got one of the best sayings in the world, man. Teach the babies. Can't help adults, man. Because adults most times don't want to help themselves. So teach the babies.
It's hard to teach an adult, man. It's damn near impossible. Because you want to be right. I don't need to be right. I want to learn. So I don't need to be right.
Facts.
Nah, I want to learn. So damn being right. Teach me. Show me. I got 2 ears and 1 mouth, brother. For a reason. Yep. So yeah, man, I want to learn, man. I had to sit down 4 or 5 years to get this group home thing right.
Yeah.
So if you're willing to learn, it's out there to be learned, man. But if you got 25 excuses, you got 25 excuses too. They waiting on you either way.
Right on.
Let's get it, man. We out here to get it, man. We just spread out, bro. I know it's easy to get frustrated with these niggas you grew up around. Very easy. But we exist, man. We just spread out, bro. It might be 100 in Texas, 25 in Alabama, 40 in Georgia, 60 in Florida, 3 in California. So since they say we ain't but 7% of the population still. We out here, champ. Just gotta find a way to get together, man. Maybe not on the same page, but at least have the same goal.
Yeah. I ain't been sparing the rod on nobody. Don't inbox me talking about, hey, what do I